is iRacing.
All paths lead to the end of a season where battles have been fast and furious all the way along 12 weeks of competition. But it is here, deep in the land of the Steiermark in Austria, that Red Bull Ring hosts the season finale for Season 2 of the Skip Barber Race Series, and you're going to see it all live here on the Global SimRacing channel. Hello everybody, Alex Goldschmidt joined in the commentary box by Sebastian Holmichel for tonight's proceedings, and our director behind the scenes, Mr. Daniel Costello, with cameras provided by Dougie Beard. This fast-paced, hard-braking circuit here in Styria is going to be a true test for our drivers, but for those that need a little bit of a refresher, here is our track guide.
Welcome to the Red Bull Ring. Located near Spielberg, Austria, this track began life in a much more fast and sweeping format. Having gone through multiple different owners, it eventually was snatched up by Red Bull and has its 3 different layouts you see today. While they range roughly between 1 to 2.5 miles in length, the thing they hold in common are fast straights, hard braking zones, and very few corners. In fact, the longest and most common layout, the Grand Prix course, has only 9 of them. Spots like Rebus and Gosser are the most popular corners for overtakes, but both involve dramatic elevation changes. Each have their perils. Rebus tends to see drivers make contact when the blind cutback often goes wrong, whereas Gosser tempts you into braking far too late, and the downhill nature shoots cars miserably into the gravel. A few swift bends still scatter the track, with turns like Lauda, Rent, or A1 really testing a driver's accuracy at high speeds. However, most of them don't send you off into the grass. Rather, there is a lot of paved runoff. But they often include some nasty curves most cars will want to avoid hitting, as they've been known to damage suspension and undertrays. A variety of types of racing compete here, with everything from lower Formula open-wheelers to motorcycles, touring cars, and all the way up to Formula 1 holding events regularly. Set among the gorgeously picturesque Alps, and including great racing on a challenging and history-rich circuit, it's easy to see why fans and drivers are both eager every time they come for a race.
Sebastian, tonight's drivers are really going to have a true test. Big elevation changes, heavy overtaking zones, and a lot of downhill with the roller coaster going through turn 4 all the way through to turn 10.
Yeah, you said it. We have 2 big overtaking spots in the Niki Lauda corner and of course in the AMS corner. So turn 1, turn 3, better watch out, better watch into the mirror, but also in the Rauch corner. Turn 4 will be of course always drafty in the Skippy, so there will be no escape for the leaders. And we will see tight packs, we will see great overtaking and maybe a 3 or 4 wide. Hopefully no crashes in the first laps, because we want to see 12 laps of great racing action at this 10 turns track, the Red Bull Ring.
Yes, of course, and there have been plenty of battles over the course of the past 11 weeks as we hit the final week out of Season 2. And here are the current standings. Adam Miles on 286 points, leading Heike 360. Javier Sanchez, who's 29 points adrift in P2. Philip Burke rounds out the top 3, with Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar. Vlado Tito, who has been a notable absentee for the last few rounds, rounds out the top 5, ahead of Steph Herman. Peter Suapanki, Raul Roches Guardia, Jeff Randall, and Ricardo Espinella Martinez. But Sebastian, why don't you tell people about tonight's format here at the Red Bull Ring?
Yeah, it's the 12th round of 12 rounds, of course, the final race. Open setup, as always in the Skippy. There's not much to do but just get it down low and very snappy for the tight corners. One spare car, so if you crash you can come out again, but yeah, for a win maybe that won't be possible. Standing start as always, and of course watch the incidents, watch the track limits, because at 17x you are disqualified.
Yes, indeed, and of course the most specific track limits will be at turn 1 at Niki Lauda Curva, and then of course when we go through into turns 9 and 10, as we see the wonderful helicam shots of this just 2.68 mile circuit, and more to the point, obviously, big infrastructure and redevelopment courtesy of the late Dietrich Mateschitz, who we lost just a few years ago. Without him, the Red Bull Ring would be a former shadow of what it is now, as we're out for qualifying. Air temperature 22 degrees centigrade, track temp 25 degrees centigrade. A wind to the northeast about 6 miles an hour, that's 9 kph, as we have 6 minutes to go here in the qualifying session. And as we're already seeing that, as you rightly said, Sebastian, you've got to watch yourself on the track here at the Red Bull Ring, because sometimes these skippies do like to go sideways.
Yeah, some sideways driving is always in the DNA of the Skippy, and the people driving here know that. They know it's so good. They can go sliding 3 wide through the corners. Of course, it's an open wheel car, so if the wheels touch side by side, it is okay, but if they're near the air box, there could be some disaster coming up on the exit of the corner.
Yeah, the drivers themselves have 2 timed laps to get themselves up to speed here at the Red Bull Ring. Qualifying can also be very, very crucial. But Adam Miles is 1 step away from, again, securing another Skip Barber Race Series title. But good to see Vlado Tito back here for the season finale, along with Burke, Sanchez, Hoglar, as we keep an eye on the number 6, heading down the hill. And you can see that the number 6 is trying to put his best foot forward. That is going to head up the slight incline. Got to watch out for the chicane, as there is Peter Suopanki, the number 8, the driver from Finland, along with Spain's Javier Penueles Martin, trying to get through. We have got 22 drivers here for the season finale, and that should be a very good grid to close out this season here on GSRC, as Hoglar goes wide coming out of turn 10. And that could possibly disallow his lap. Well, he's parked it already, so he's decided to abort that lap and has hit the escape button. Whereas the recurring theme of Mr. Adam Miles, Mr. 10K, as Craig King likes to always call him, is always one to keep an eye on in time qualifying. Danny Vimo in the number 15 has just gone top of the timesheets. Then it is Franco Meschini in the number 12 that has gone top by 15 thousandths of a second, ahead of Raul Roches Guardia. Vlado Tito now strikes a 49.469 for the number 2 car. Of course, he's going to be out of the title side of things, but Adam Miles comes out of turn 10 and accelerates hard towards the start-finish line and puts in a 1:49.371. That puts him a 1/10 of a second ahead of Vlado Tito and puts the man from the UK on provisional pole position. He's still got another lap to push, as we've got 3 minutes to go. And I think Miles went a little bit sideways coming out of Niki Lauda corner. So that might just be enough for him to say, yep, you know what, I've done my 1 lap. I don't need to go for another. But sometimes we've seen it before, Sebastian, where drivers have gone, yeah, I think that's enough. And then all of a sudden, someone comes through and goes, no, hold my Hadler.
Yeah, it's always the same. Miles ahead, nearly 1/10 on this track with just 10 corners. But will that be enough? We already talked about Mr. Tito. He's also quite close up there in the top 10 championship. So if he takes big points here tonight, at least a podium is in reach at the end of the season, and that's what we are all here, what we are all racing for, to be in the best spots what you can achieve, like Peter Suopanki last week, taking 2 places on the last lap. I assume there will be something going on here in the draft, also down to the last corner.
Vlado Tito, is he going to improve and pip Adam Miles to pole position? It's going to be tight. It looks like he has done it. 1:49.072. Vlado Tito goes 3/10 quicker than the man leading the stand. Adam Miles at the minute is he's going for another attempt as Julio Benedito Torres in the number 16 comes out of Red Bull Mobile at turn 10 and puts the pedal to the metal down here on the main straightaway, which then goes uphill. 150.3 puts the number 16 up to 13th position, and no lap time. And Adam Miles has just invalidated his last attempt on a flying lap, so he's going to start from the outside of the front row. Javier Fernandez, 17th. Rasmus Voiri, Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar, Germán Suarez, Eduard Yaramilo, and Fidel Ruiz yet to set a lap time. Suarez might have decided, well, you know what I'm going to do? Not qualify the car, but see how many places I can make my way up. And here at the Red Bull Ring, of course, going to the top part of turn 3, I'm going to remind people of a particular phrase that was said on a radio transmission. Sebastian, you know which one I'm talking about. Sheep in house. Hopefully that does not happen tonight.
I mean, bump drafting is difficult in the Skippy, and Rausschieben also sometimes, because you must be aware of your front wing. And let's see what Philip Berg can improve here from number 10 spot in the 8th position.
So a good move, good work there by Philip Berg. That is going to conclude his qualifying session. Fidel Ruiz in the number 19 will come across the line. And is that lap good? Yes, it is. And it puts the driver 15th on the board. So Vlado Tito will set up our final race of Season 2 for the Skip Barber Race Series here on the Global Sim Racing channel. So it is time very shortly to bring you through the starting order as Vlado Tito puts it on pole position ahead of championship leader Adam Miles by 0.3 of a second. Franco Meschini and Raul Roses Guardia round out row 4, with Danny Vimo, Rodriguez Hoglar rounding out the top 6. Ricardo Espanella Martinez and Philip Berg round out row 4, with Javier Sanchez, Heike 360, Antonio Garcia Alba rounding out our top 10.
And of course, in the 6th row on the 2nd page, Peter Supank in P11, Gero Encinas in P12, Alex Vidania and Julio Benito Torres round up the 7th row. Fidel Ruiz in P15, Rafael Rogers in P16, Javier Pienuelas Martin in P17, and the row is completed by Albert Palai. Javier Fernandez and Rasmus Voiri round up the field in the 10th row, and with just some cars left here at the end of the grid, Germán Suarez and Eduard Jaramillo will start from the last places, but there are much places to gain, so.
Indeed, Sebastian. The last 2 drivers not setting a lap time here in qualifying. We are nearly set and ready for 12 laps for the 12th and final round of Season 2. And everyone is going to have to take it from a standing start. It's uphill and then a very sharp 90 right through a Niki Lauda corner at turn 1 out of 10. Vlado Tito now readies up onto the grid. We are set and ready as the revs on the Skip Barber race cars now start to build.
And first corner not as feared as Monza, but let's see what they will do.
Green flag in the air, and here we go. Vlado Tito has Adam Miles slotting in behind him. This is a bit side by side, just outside of the bottom part of the top 10 as we head into turn 1 for the first time. Watch out for the sausage curves. Franco Meschini nearly had an opportunity of doing that. We're nearly 5 wide at the back of the field. Up the hill for the first time through turn 2 as Adam Miles to the outside of Vlado Tito into turn 3. Is the Brit going to get round the outside? He's going to decide to go for a possible crossover, but Vlado Tito holds his line. And here we go. Miles is through round the outside after the exit point at turn 3. 4 wide at the back, 4 wide in the middle. And Adam Miles leads the way. Franco Meschini, Vlado Tito are now your top 3. Meschini to the inside of Tito once again to hold on to 2nd position. Raul Roches Guardia is there or thereabouts. Tito to the outside for P2 as he is going to make the move through into towards the next right-hander here at turn number 5. But Raul Roches Guardia has got through on Meschini for P3. That is crucial for the number 7 as we go down the hill. They've got to be very, very careful on the next couple of corners, especially turn 10, because if they go too wide out of the final right-hander going down into the start-finish straight, they are going to pick up a slow-down penalty. But Vlado Tito just kicks his rear right tyre through the gravel and down into turn 9. Here we go. Let's see who's going to be brave, not just on the brakes, but on the steering angle. Vlado Tito is trying to carry the momentum through the corner as Adam Miles comes out of turn number 10. And he leads us over the line to complete the opening lap. As Alex Vidania has come a crop up in 22nd position. And he's also got a meatball flag, so that car is now going to have to go into pit lane. Julio Benedito Torres in 15th, and the number 16 car has also picked up a mechanical black flag. But Raul Roches Guardia to the inside, to the outside here of Vlado Tito at over 120 miles an hour. It's 3 wide for the lead here at turn number 3. Miles to the inside, Guardia to the outside. Does he get the move done on Vlado Tito? Not quite. But look at Meschini, he's coming back at them.
Yeah, tires were still cold, so it's very dangerous to maybe spin the rear. And we have seen some development of packages, but it's all for nothing when a big draft kicks in from the last corner to the third. So they are all packed again for a great racing here from P1 to I think P10. So this will be everyone in their zone now.
Guardia looking to the inside here at turn 5. Miles keeps the momentum and speed round the corner, down the hill into turn 6. And you can see Hoglar is there, Vimo is there, Burke is there. Heike 360 at the back of the train in the number 5 as we run aboard with Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar, who's got Franco Meschini to the inside. The number 12 holds on to the position at the moment, but Ricardo Espanella Martinez has made his way up to P4, but Meschini is throwing caution to the wind here in Syria. He's round the outside, he's got through for P4. Now his crosshairs are locked onto Vlado Tito as Miles and Guardia are starting to pull away. Gap between second and third about half a second as we will now complete lap number 3. You rightly said it, Sebastian. We have got packs of drivers as Guardia in second position puts down the new fastest lap of the race at 150.053, 0.31 of a second quicker than the race leader. But again, we've seen it before from Adam Miles. Time and time again, he can put his car exactly where he needs to as Meschini looks to try and put the frighteners on Guardia and Tito as we go into turn 3 once again. This time, Guardia to the inside of Tito. Tito keeps the outside line going and gets the side draft from Guardia, but Meschini is definitely in the wheel tracks of the Spaniard in front. Then you've got Martinez, Hoglar, Vimo, Burke, Sanchez. The top 9 drivers covered by 2.6 seconds, and it's wheel to wheel between Raul Roches Guardia and the Argentinian Franco Meschini. Guardia gets through for P3, and it might be the case that Ricardo Espanella Martinez might have an opportunity at the number 12 car, and he's gone to the inside. He's trying to get 2 for the price of 1. But unfortunately, the Argentinian keeps it round the outside of the number 11. Martinez should secure in the next right-hander the opportunity, but him and Meschini nearly clattered wheels coming out of T5. Great stuff.
Yeah, and if I'm Adam Miles and I check the rear mirror at the exit of a corner, I would be quite happy that they are fighting back there, but still don't stop him from attacking him, coming close again in the times, and even now he's losing the lead to Mr. Tito. So there's nothing set in stone here in the Steiermark.
Yeah, Vlado Tito gets the move done as Franco Meschini puts in the fastest lap. Now it's Philip Burke's turn, 1:49.406. As this is getting really close, as just seen that Guerrero Encinas has just got past the number 20 of Juan Antonio Garcia Alba for 10th position. But again, we're seeing this slipstream fest happen all the way here up towards turn number 3. We're on lap 5 at the moment. Adam Miles to the inside of Vlado Tito on the brakes. Through he goes, retakes the race lead, narrowly gets his rear wing in front of Vlado Tito's front wing, as Gardia is there or thereabouts. Martinez to the outside of Meschini, heading down into turn 4. And at this point, it is anyone's guess who is going to come out on top as Vlado Tito to the outside of Adam Miles. Can Gardia find a way through here? He's tried what he can over the past few laps, but at the moment it's not quite enough, but he might try to make it 3 wide. There was enough room for a Skippy to make its way through the middle. Vlado Tito to the inside of the next left-hander. Martinez to the inside of Meschini. It is all kicking off here in Styria, and Vlado Tito retakes the lead back once again. Martinez through on Meschini. Hoglar looking for a move. This is so unpredictable. This is a great way to see out the season finale for season 2 here for the Skip Barber Race Series. As look at the run, Roches Gardia has got on Adam Miles. Miles to the inside of Vlado Tito, through into turn number 9. He gets back through, and this is what you want. I know Craig King would want to be here for this one, because the amount of close finishes we've seen in season 2 in 2026, we could see another cracker here as Vlado Tito gets the slipstream, pulls out from behind Adam Miles, retakes the race lead as Heike 360 takes the new fastest lap down of the moment, 1:48.762. Gardia bumping over those sausage curbs out of turn 1. This is blink and you'll miss it stuff, Seb.
Yes, and Gardia also being patient there, knowing his position is now good with the double draft from the leaders. So don't fight them, because otherwise the pack in the back will come at him if they close down when they fight too much in the front. And as you can see, there are many switches of position in this pack, and it is the final race. You want to show off now, because when else the first race in 2 weeks feels so far away if you're a real Skippy racer, because we all know only Skippy racing is the real racing.
Yeah, as now Vlado Tito loses the lead to Adam Miles. We're on lap 6, and Tito once again finding the inside line through at turn 5, wheel to wheel with the Briton as they go through out of turn 6 down the hill. This is incredibly close, as Gardia is just biding his time, waiting for the opportunity to strike. And through out of 7 and 8 they go. Once again, Miles to the lead. Tito to his outside, through into turn 9. Look at the run that Ricardo Espinella Martinez has got. He nearly made it 4 wide into turn 9. Down the hill, and Martinez again looking for an opportunity. And Gardia through on Miles for second. Tito now leads as we cross the line very shortly to complete lap number 6. And here comes Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar trying to close in on Espinella Martinez for that 4th position. Behind him, you've got Vimo battling on the inside of Meschini. Meschini to the outside of Hoglar, through into turn 1. And Meschini just about keeps his front wing ahead of the number 15 car. But you've got Heike 360, the ultimate opportunist in the form of Javier Sanchez in the number 5 car. He's also one that we have to keep an eye on, as the number 5 from Spain, waiting for something to happen in front so he can take complete advantage. Vimo gets a little bit hung out to dry by Meschini, who's round the outside for P6, turn 3, and here goes Sanchez.
A new race leader, Gardia, he waited for his perfect moment. And one thing, guys, this is an iRacing official race. If somebody tells you, yeah, you can't race there because they're all crashes, buy the Skippy, join the Skippies, and drive here at GSRC every Thursday and be with us on track. And yeah, we will be happy to have you in the Skippy community.
Yes, indeed. A big thank you for the Skippy community for once again allowing us to broadcast some fantastic racing. As Espinella Martinez through on Vlado Tito. Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar looking to the outside of the number 2. Might get ahead by a nose coming out of turn 8. And here comes the Argentinian Meschini once again. Meschini has been there or thereabouts. Heike 360, Javier Sanchez in the number 5. Rounding out the top 7, and the gap is now starting to open up a little bit. He's got Vimo and Philip Burke not too far behind, and then it's nearly a 9-second gap from Philip Burke down to Juan Antonio Garcia Alba. And look at this for how close the racing is between the top 9. After 7 laps, 1.7 seconds covers that top 9 as Burke and Alba have been battling away. Well, it's Alba and Ruiz now battling away. They've got Rasmus Wori, Encinas, Suapanki, Rogers, Jaramillo, who has made up 6 places. Rasmus Wori is the hardest charger of the night so far, up 8 spots. As we see Alba versus Ruiz. Ruiz to the inside of the number 20. Kind of reminds me of the old the old Renault Formula 1 cars from 2005 to 2007. And look at this, 3 wide. This is not going to go well if someone puts a foot wrong here. Tito to the outside of Miles. Guardia to the inside. 3 wide for the race lead here on lap 8. My goodness me, you cannot separate anybody. And look at this outside opportunist maneuver by Hoglar to the inside. Makes contact with Martinez, but manages to get to the inside of Meschini. And now it is Tito back in the race lead. Miles and Guardia exchanging front wing paint for 2nd position. And the Croatian, who's been missing in action for the past few weeks, really has decided, well, I'm not going to get the title this time, but you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be revved up for the next time we go racing in a couple of weeks when season 3 gets underway of 2026. But out of the final corner, through out of Red Bull Mobile, lap 8 now in the books, and Tito starting to pull a little bit of distance, maybe about 3 car lengths between himself and Adam Miles. Raul Guardia P3, Franco Meschini, the Argentinian, in 4th, Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar, Ricardo Espinela Martinez, Philip Burke now up into P7, Javier Sanchez P8, and Danny Vimo in the number 15 rounds out the top 9. Up the hill we go with 6 remaining, including this one, and Adam Miles to the inside at the top of the hill through at turn 3 on the inside of Vlado Tito. Will he get the race lead? Vlado Tito seems to get the traction down quite early out of turn 3 there, Seb, so he's able to try and power past. He's a nose ahead of Adam Miles, but we're coming up to turn 4 here at Raul, and it looks like Miles is going to get the advantage and retake the race lead once again.
Yeah, he's now in the best position on the inside, so nobody can push him out of that corner, but we have still 2 wides going on for turn 4, and that's always tricky. You don't want to be too much on the outside because an off track is waiting there for you, but of course you have to look to the sides. Don't mix up the tires with your neighbor, so that would also be a sad place to be there. And with half of the field, with 6 laps to go, being so close together, it's a great finish again for this season here at the Red Bull Ring.
So after this 5 to go, Adam Miles retakes the race lead. Franco Meschini was looking to the outside. I think he got a nose ahead of Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar as Raul Roches Guardia trying to make it 3 wide out of the final corner. And there's Philip Burke. He's really started to come on strong in the second half of this race. Vlado Tito pulls out of the slipstream to the right hand side of Adam Miles. And the Croatian, there's the bump and contact! Oh, Vlado Tito into the wall, and that is game over for the Croatian.
That's very unfortunate. Of course, nobody does something intentionally here, and don't let you fool you. The second half of the pack is also packed tight together in great fights here. So with all the watching of the front runners, there's also half of the field battling here, also under a blanket sheet.
Yes, indeed, an A4 sheet of paper, not enough to cover all these drivers at the moment, because it's Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar who is swapping paint with Franco Meschini, the Argentinian, for the race lead. Philip Burke in P3, make that P5 now as Hoglar to the lead. It's nearly 5 wide. How on earth you can try and make it 5 wide going through into Hull here at the Red Bull Ring is anyone's guess. Vimo is there, Sanchez is there, Burke now to the race lead. And Philip Burke started on the outside of row 4. He's now into second position as Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar leads the field. 2 by 2, Noah's Ark style. This is from first to sixth place as Danny Vimo to the outside of Espinela Martinez. Let's have a look at the replay here. So Vlado Tito pulls out of the slipstream, and it's a bit like Senna and Mansell back in 1991, and then this happens. He drifts across to the left, bang, they interlock wheels, and it's like unstoppable force versus a immovable object. Vlado Tito gets turned around, bang, straight into the barriers. Right rear wheel takes the brunt, breaks the drive shaft, and Vlado Tito, unfortunately, is in the pits, repairing all that damage. It was a big, big hit for the Croatian, and a real shame after what was such a titanic battle for those many laps. But Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar is having to fight tooth and nail as Franco Meschini tangles wheels with Philip Burke and Raul Roches Guardia to the outside. Vimo's now here. He's looking to the inside, and they're scattering like pigeons right about now, because look at this. Ricardo Espinela Martinez has gone to the high side, 2 wheels on the painted white line.
Oh, no.
It's 3 wide for the lead, 3 wide for second. How on earth is this one going to play out with 4 to go, including this one? And it's the Argentinian, Franco Meschini, leading the way by just 0.2 of a second ahead of Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar. Danny Vimo is up 2 spots from the inside of row number 3. Hoglar gives a little bit of a touch to the back of Meschini's gearbox. Martinez is there. Sanchez is there. Philip Burke looking to get back into it. And it's Noah's Ark for first, third and fifth. My godfathers, what on earth is going on here? It's like everyone said, it's the last round of the season. Go out there and give it your all. Well, they're giving us more than their all. They're giving us one hell of a show.
Yeah, look at that formation. I mean, not even in the Top Gun movies we see something like that. Incredible. 3 times 2 wide, and now we're going 3 wide into the final corners. Here they
It's
come.
nearly 4 wide. 4 wide for the race lead. Into turn 9. Meschini
No!
off the field. Oh no, it's caused havoc. Burke's around. Hoglar's around. And Martinez has capitalised and got through all the trouble. Oh my days.
And there's
Oh.
Miles. He's already there again. Like the shark in Jaws. He's always there.
My ears are burning with that theme music running through my ears at the moment, Seb, and he's just set the fastest lap of the race of 48.720. But my goodness me, 4 wide for the race lead, and something was going to give, and it clearly showed right then. I know we're probably going to get a replay for that very, very shortly. But the big thing is that Ricardo Espinela Martinez, let's have a look at the replay. It was the tangle of wheels between Meschini, Hoglar gets spun after being T-boned by Burke inadvertently, who had absolutely nowhere to go. And that just goes to show how finite the margins are here in Skippy Racing. But Ricardo Espinela Martinez up 6 positions, now leads ahead of Danny Vimo, who's looking to the outside as they head down in towards turn 9. We've got 2 to go after this one. Vimo with the crisscross attempt here. He's going to, well, this is turn 4. He's going to try and do what he can the Spaniard. But Espinela Martinez keeping to that inside line into turns 5 and 6. The number 11 stays ahead by a nose and a front wing. Heike 360. He's made his way up to the back of the dueling pair at the front end of the field, followed by Raul Roches Guardia. Franco Meschini is not out of this. He's still in 5th, ahead of Burke with Miles not that far behind. Vimo to the outside of Espinela Martinez. Heike 360 is going to thread the iron needle through the middle. And he nearly got that done, but he's got to wait. Vimo might get a track limit penalty, might get a slowdown if he's not careful. But still, with 2 to go, just under 5.4 miles, make that 8.6 kilometres of racing to conclude what has been a fantastic season 2. And Vimo to the race, tries to go for the race lead on Espinela Martinez, but he gets caught up, loses traction. Here comes Javier Sanchez. Heike 360 is going to be just ahead of Vimo up the hill. Looks like Adam Miles has got a little bit of front wing damage as a result of the contact with Vlado Tito. And it's going to be nip and tuck in these last 2 laps here, Seb. but Adam Miles, never count that man out. He might have front wing damage, but he's just as hungry as the rest of them for a victory.
Yeah, that's right, and he's always there. He's coming close again after that T1 crash in the Niki Lauda corner, but he's back in there, and maybe he will make it to the podium. Maybe not to the win, but a podium Adam Miles is always good for, and especially at this race is coming so close to the end, which so many cars still in the competition at the front.
So we are heading to about a lap and a half to go here in the final round out of 12 for the Skip Barber Race Series, and Pablo Rodriguez Hogdart is 6.1 seconds back behind Adam Miles. As just behind you've got Rasmus Voiri and Juan Antonio Garcia Alba. Oh, and Herman Suarez, the Palestinian driver in the number 13, has just been turned around, but it's going to be white flag in the air. Ricardo Espinela Martinez leading Javier Sanchez. Raul Roches Guardia rounds out your top three. White flag in the air as we head up to Niki Lauda corner for the final time here on this lap. And Philip Burke trying to see if he can get a little bit of slipstream, but at the moment he's too far back from the rear wing of Danny Vimo. Philip Burke goes a little bit wide coming out of the sausage corner. And black flag for Franco Meschini, disqualified from the race as the Argentinian. So that now brings Adam Miles back into P5, up towards turn 3 for the final time. You can see the damage on the left front of Adam Miles's wing, and he's got some chasing to do, but now Martinez is going to start moving to defend against Heike 360, who is looking to his outside. The number 5 from Spain has got the side draft now. He's going to nip slightly ahead of Espinela Martinez into turn 4 here at Rauch. Heike 360 to the outside on the final lap of the race. They do scrub sidewalls. Martinez is going to be on the outside of turn number 5. But can Heike 360 stay to the inside line? The answer is yes. But Espinela Martinez and Sanchez go into battle with Roches Guardia and Vimo hot on their gearboxes. To the inside goes Heike 360 once again. Just a handful of corners to go. Espinela Martinez will get the side draft now as we head down in towards turns 9 and 10. Guardia to the outside. Where's Vimo going to park it? Is it going to be 4-1 into turn 9 on the last lap of the race? No. Espinela Martinez to the inside. Down the hill.
Adam has a good run.
Time. And that's going to be a very good run here from Vimo if he gets the opportunity. Sanchez drifts wide, but the run to the line, the checkered flag is out. It's Ricardo Espinela Martinez that wins a banger of a season finale here at the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, Martinez takes the bull by the horns and wins this very, very ecstatic and electrifying race. And yeah, there are still battles going on with half a tenth of a gap here to the line, also back down in the field. So it was intense and very, very fun, hopefully, for mostly everyone here, except maybe those cars crashing.
Well, I can say that Raul Roches Guardia, along with Franco Meschini, both got disqualified from the race. So Roches Guardia was in contention for a top 3 finish as Herman Suarez crosses the line as the last of the drivers to do so. But what can you say? Ricardo Espinela Martinez got the jump on everybody in the last couple of corners and wins the final race of the season. So now that the bucking Bronco has stopped here at the Red Bull Ring, let's take you through the results of an absolute classic of a season finale. Ricardo Espinela Martinez wins ahead of Javier Sanchez, with Danny Vimo completing the top 3. Adam Miles ahead of Philip Burke, who round out the top 5, with Pablo Rodriguez Hoglar, Rasmus Voiri, Juan Antonio Garcia Alba, Fidel Ruiz. What a run, up from 15th on the start, finishes P9 ahead of Gero Encinas, who completes our top 10.
And on the second page, also all winners here tonight with that fun race. Peter Supanki in P11s, Rafael Rojas in 12th, Eduard Jaramillo in 13th, Javier Fernandez in P14, 15th is Julio Benedito Torres, Javier Peñuelas Martin in P16, Alex Vidania in P17, 18th Albert Dalai, and German Suarez in P19. Then 1 lap down, Raul Roches Guardia in P20.
Yeah, and then after that, 2 drivers, Franco Meschini disqualified with just 1 lap to go, and Vlado Tito, unfortunately with that turn 1 incident with Adam Miles, out with 5 laps remaining. But you know what? We do have one interviewee who's always here for us here at the GSRC, Adam Miles. Adam, that was a tough one. Talk us through it from your perspective. The moment when Vlado decided to go to the outside and you guys unfortunately interlocked wheels.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know there's much more to it. I mean, I think on some previous laps I'd lifted on the main straight to facilitate the pass, but that lap I wasn't really interested in lifting and having him pull in front of me, so I just kept my foot in, and he, I think, still came across as if I was going to lift and let him come through, but I was up against the white line. I don't really know what he meant in the chat when he said you don't want to give space. You could go at the apex, but not. I mean, I don't know how a car on the outside goes to the apex when they've got someone in front of them, so a bit mystified by that one, but it didn't turn out too badly in the end.
No, I mean, we had Raul and Franco. They were both disqualified from the server after hitting their 17 incident points. There was a lot of toing and froing. But again, as we always see here in Skip Barber Racing for the race series itself, it was always cutthroat, isn't it?
Yeah, a particular track like this, Lime Rock's one thing where you've got one overtaking opportunity, but here when you've got turn 1, turn 3, turn 4, turn 9, you're switching around it 3 or 4 times a lap, so it really multiplies the danger, because if someone isn't aware who's on their inside, who's on their outside, things like that happen at turn 1, and so happened in the warm-up race as well, happened in the main race, but fortunately I managed to get through without losing too much iRating.
No, I'm not going to do what our good friend Mr. Craig King does and talk about going to and from 10k iRating. I mean, that's beside the point. What we had was, I think, a pretty exciting season finale, but obviously season 3 is going to get underway in a couple of weeks' time. How are you feeling about that? Because you're always strong in this series, and we always see from you, really, really good strategies and also patience. That's one of the things that if anyone wants to join this league, that's what they've got to master here, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, the end of my race showed that. I think I was 7 seconds off P8 or something with about 4 laps to go. So just knew if I didn't do anything silly that the race might come back to me again. So, you can have 80% of the race, be quite patient, sit in P3, P4, P5 in these cars, and really turn it on at the end. There's no points for leading the end of lap 3 in the skippies. So patience is critical, and not everyone has that, I don't think.
Well, Adam, as always, it's a pleasure to speak to you, and thank you so much for your time as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you both for the commentary. Looking forward to watching the race back.
Nice win, Adam. See you next season.
Yes, indeed. And, well, what can you say? An absolute classic here at the Red Bull Ring. 4 wide for the lead at points. Big drama between Adam Miles and Vlado Tito heading into turn 1. But that is it for Season 2 of the Skip Barber Race Series. We want to say, firstly, a big thank you to the Skip Barber community. As always, just really, really good to see how close and competitive it always gets here on this particular series here on iRacing. A big thank you to the team behind the scenes, to Sebastian, to Daniel, and to Dougie. My name's Alex Goldschmidt. Skip Barber Race Series, as cutthroat as it is, will always return. But coming up here on GSRC, we've got the Grand Prix Tour heading to the confined streets of Long Beach tomorrow at 14:45 Eastern, 18:45 UTC. The Grand Prix Legends on Saturday will head to Monza And then the IMSA Vintage Series will head to Spa-Francorchamps, with the Lotus 79 Sunday Grand Prix Series heading to Circuit Zolder. A big thank you to you all for watching. Until next time, race hard, race clean, and if in doubt, well, you better go flat out. We'll see you next time.
This is iRacing.